What's the hotel?
Organization.
Is it new?
Oh, really?
What's it cost?
So it's the low, the budget hotel is kind of palm beach.
Oh, it is?
Yes. So there's like,
The one that just kind of gave me.
I've stayed at Top Century before.
yeah,
It's
it's more
more
expensive
expensive.
than Top Century.
Sure, when I was there, I think it was like $50 or $6.70 or something.
It's not that.
No, I know, I'm just saying, it's a long ago.
Yeah.
I haven't been since my kids, okay, but my kids have graduated from school and college. I haven't been here since they were in junior.
Well, our animations can work because whatever you need, the content. So instead of not taking a bus, you take this gun to Epcot.
Okay.
You know what a gondola is?
Yeah, what I'm saying, you're talking about the aerial gun though.
Yeah.
Not the,
No.
yeah, aerial.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you wanna go to Magic Kingdom from there, then you should. Yeah.
For those two parks.
Plus, as a captain, you can ride for free. That's usually what we did, we usually just take it apart. So, art of animation.
Yeah.
Is it look cheaper?
It's not, because it's a new one. Top Century's older.
Right.
But our animations are new.
And do they have restaurants and stuff there?
No, it's kind of Top Century. It does have a restaurant.
Like a buffet?
Yeah, dining hall type deal.
We could always go to downtown Disney to eat.
Or you could go
I'm gonna step
somewhere in the
so
park
I
too.
can take a photo.
Yeah.
And then I'm probably.
Did they ever, they don't do that?
Yeah, they can. So yeah, it's like we're going on New Year's Eve.
This year?
Yeah. Flying New Year's Eve day, and we're staying with my friends.
I just saw it.
You guys have a check?
I understand this.
Since received there.
Okay. ¿Tú me dices cuándo? ¿Ya? My check, 1, 2, 3, my check.
Oh, that's okay. Not here, I have one of these at my house. It's permanent, it's a permanent setup.
Let me just get you who's going to be our speakers, real quick. So we're going to have two of our homicide investigators, Investigator Mario, Mario, Quintanilla, Quintanilla, and Investigator John, common spelling, John Davidson, Davidson. Then we have family of the victim. The first one is her sister, Liza, Liza, Guzman, Guzman. And the mother of the victim is Christine, Christine, Carrizal, Carrizal, is the mother. All right? So we can get it now. If y'all need it, I'll have it later too. And if we're ready, we'll get started. So we have Mario, John, LT.
My name's Mario Quintanilla. I'm with the Harris County Sheriff's Office Homicide Division. We're here today to talk about an unsolved murder that we're currently working. The murder occurred on June 10th, 2023. The Harris County Sheriff's Department received a 911 call of a fisherman at the Sheldon Reservoir State Park of a known body that was in the water, and they believed it was a Hispanic female. This is a picture of the scene. That's the Sheldon Reservoir. Basically, she was found in that swampy area there. At the time that I was investigating the murder, we didn't know who the female was. She was unidentified at the time. We also didn't have an identification on any offenders or other witnesses other than the fisherman that was there. When the body was recovered from the body of water, she was taken to the Harris County Institute of Forensic Sciences, and the next day I received a call that the female was identified as Stephanie Leanne Carrizal by fingerprints, 29-year-old Hispanic female. Once I began to research Stephanie, I learned that she had a mother by the name of Christine Carrizal, who is here today, and she'll speak later. We went to her residence at the time, and I spoke to the mother, made death notification, and we really didn't get much information at the time. We know that Stephanie was homeless. She didn't have a very minimal contact with the family. The only information I had at the time was that she hung out in the Bissonnet area in West Houston, possibly in the sex industry, and that she contacted her family by Facebook and Instagram, and that she communicated with, I guess, her Johns through sexually explicit websites. So I started researching a little bit on Stephanie, and we know that on May 26, 2023, she was arrested off Imperial Valley by HPD. She was sent to the Harris County Sheriff's Office, where she was released on the 27th, and that's 13 days prior to her murder, and that's the last time that I know she was physically alive. This is some of her social media websites. I know that the Instagram, she used Jerry Turner and several Facebook's accounts. And we're researching them and see what information we get out of that. Basically, why we're here today is that we're looking for the public's assistance in giving us any information. We're trying to locate anybody, any witnesses, anybody that's associated with Stephanie that might have been with her around her time of death or before her time of death, or if they know anything about her death. We're looking for them to come forward, call Crime Stoppers, 713-221-TIPS, or call the Harris County Sheriff's Office Homicide Division at 713-274-9221. Like I said, we're here looking for information. Anybody who has anything that can tell us about Stephanie, we're looking forward to speaking to you. The reason why we're here, we want to locate anybody who knows who murdered Stephanie Leanne Carrizal. This is her picture, and we know that Crime Stoppers will give up to $5,000 for any information leading to the arrest or conviction of a suspect. With that, that's all I have on this. Her murder was ruled a homicide. We're not going to get into details as far as how she was murdered. We want to keep that since it's an ongoing investigation, but she did not die of natural causes. With that, any questions? And we also have the family here with us. If you want to ask them questions and they would like to speak to the public.
Is there anything that makes this case particularly difficult to investigate so far?
The reason why this case is difficult is we have no information on Stephanie. Stephanie has been homeless for quite a while, and she has been staying away from the family. She only briefly checks in with the family on several occasions, maybe birthdays, maybe special occasions, and there's really no information as to the realm of her associates at this time.
Do you have any idea how long Stephanie's body was in the water before she was found?
I spoke to the medical examiner, and they're believing maybe a day, 2 days max, but she hadn't been in there very long, because Sheldon Reservoir, there's a lot of fishermen there, and it would be very unusual for them not to see a body, 4 feet from the bank, because I mean it's heavily fished on a daily basis.
And is it assumed that she was killed in that area or transported to?
It's hard to assume that, but it could have been either transported or killed there or transported there. I mean, we don't have that answer at this time.
Was she picked up with anyone in May when HPD got in contact with her?
No, she was in crisis at the time I read the report. She was intoxicated or under the influence of some kind of drug, and she was kind of in crisis when they were called out to the scene there, and that's one of the reasons why she was arrested, because she was a danger to herself.
Would the family like to say anything about Stephanie? I know it's very difficult. Would you like to come up here and say a couple words?
Hello,
Can you tell us your name?
my name is Christine. I'm Stephanie's mother. She left behind 3 beautiful children that I'm raising, and they miss her, and they cry and say, when have they found the guy or whoever did that to mommy? And I said, no. I tell them no. And all we're doing is seeking help, seeking answers. She was a mother, she was a daughter, my best friend. And when I got that message to her, because all I wanted her to do is to be alive, and I didn't hear that. When they came knocking on my door, I knew what it was. To this day, it's hard. It's hard because she was my baby. And if y'all have anything out there somewhere in Houston, anywhere on the outside, if y'all know, please call Crime Stoppers and give them a little bit of something that we might pick up on. I don't care how small it is, but just call and let them know, please. Because we want some answers, we want some justice. We want to know why. She weighed only about 100 pounds, and maybe less. And you didn't need to do that to my baby. Thank you. Please help us find this person before if he does it to someone else. We don't know what person we're dealing with, but person or persons, I don't know, but I hope we find them. Thank you.
Detective, is there anything else you can tell us about, I know we have her picture, and I know you're trying to keep some information held, but anything about her appearance, what she was wearing when she was found, that might jog people's memory?
She was wearing like a white muscle shirt, and she was wearing blue jeans. We didn't find any tennis shoes or any shoes on her, and that's one of the reasons her question, was she murdered there or brought there? We don't know. I mean, a lot of people don't walk around without shoes. And that was it. I mean, we found no identification, no cell phones. After talking to the mom, she didn't have a cell phone, she didn't have service, and like I said, she communicated through some of the social media apps with the family. So that's why we don't have many answers at this time. At this time we have a body that was found in the Sheldon Reservoir. I mean, I hate to say that in front of the family, but that's where we're at right now.
And there's no gas stations nearby, no businesses that may have caught anybody coming in, going out around that time?
We've canvassed the area, and I've collected a lot of video from the area, but we have to pin down a time frame. There's hundreds and hundreds of cars coming and going. We don't have anything directly in front of the park, so we're combing through a lot of that video, and if we can pinpoint somebody from the public, call us and tell us we saw her on this date at this such and such time, and she left at this time, maybe we can go back on the video surveillance and look at that time and see what we can find.
Is there anything from social media that may provide a motive, or John, or someone that she was meeting up with?
We're still waiting on a lot of that. It's a lot slower than people think when we do the social media search warrants, but we are looking into all her social media accounts. We haven't really gotten, the ones we have received, we haven't gotten any information that's pertinent to this investigation, but we're still waiting on a few others.
What would your message to maybe other family members, because obviously they're distraught and heartbroken, if their loved one is involved in this sort of activity, what would you say to them?
And that's the reason why we're here. We know that sometimes things happen. People don't mean for things to happen, and we know that people talk, and we know people tell friends, they tell family, and that's what we're hoping today, that now that somebody knows that, you know, a lot of people might not know that Stephanie has passed, and now that they know, they might call and give us some information, and maybe what this person told them, now they know it's true, and they can call us. Like I said, they can call Crime Stoppers, or they can call the Homicide office, and they'll stay anonymous, and that way we can get a lead and move forward in this investigation.
Sí, ¿nos puede decir en español un poco sobre este caso y obviamente recordar la ayuda de la gente en público en español?
Okay. Lo que estamos haciendo ahora, estamos aquí porque estamos buscando información, o que alguien venga y nos diga si tienen información sobre la muerte de Stephanie Lian Carrizal. Nosotros la encontramos el cuerpo de ella el junio 10, 2023 en el parque de Sheldon Reservoir. Estaba ella en el agua. El primer día que teníamos la investigación no sabíamos quién era la persona que estábamos investigando, y por las huellas el siguiente día nos dijeron que era Stephanie Carrizal, y en este momento no tenemos información sobre sospechosos o quién pudo haber hecho este crimen, y ahora estamos aquí preguntando al público si alguien sabe algo, tiene información sobre la muerte de Stephanie Carrizal, que por favor hable a Crime Stoppers o al Departamento de Homicidio del Alguacil de Harris. ¿Quiere hablar con la mamá?
Sí.
¿Qué es lo último que sabe o que supo?
Pues el última vez me llamó para decir que estaba bien, pero era la última día. Dice, no te preocupes, mami, soy bien. Y dime a mis niños que de nosotros la ama. Y es el último día que yo hablo con ella, como 3 días antes.
¿Los niños están ahorita con usted?
Sí, está viviendo conmigo. Ajá.
¿Cómo están ellos? Preguntan mucho.
Se pregunta mucho, y está llore. ¿Cuándo van a buscar el señor o señora que hizo esto para mi mamá? Estaba llore. Como nosotros nomás queremos saber cómo y por qué.
¿Le puede recordar a la gente si alguien sabe algo?
Si alguien sabe algo allá afuera, por favor, llame a Crime Stoppers y dile que si está muy chiquito o grande, nomás dile que sabes usted. ustedes. Mhm.
Anything else? Ma'am, if you could just say something to the person or persons that may be behind this, what would you say to them today?
What I would say today is, please come forward. That's all we want to know. Is we just want to know, what made you do that to her? To be a man and hold up to his actions, what he did to my daughter. Because she was a mother, she was a daughter, she was a friend, and we all miss her, So that's what I would tell them.
And what are the ages of her children?
The ages are 12, 11, and 9.
And how badly do they miss her?
They miss her very bad, sir. I mean, sometimes I could see them just thinking, wondering, drifting, and crying. I asked them, how are y'all doing? I just want to know how mommy is. And who killed her? When are they going to find her? And I told them, I'm never going to give up. I'm going to keep on looking. We're going to find some answers. We get some answers. That's all I want to know, and have her justice. Get justice for the person who did this to her. Please come forward. That's all I ask. If it's small or big, just come. Call them. You're going to remain anonymous. But yes, they miss her dearly.
All right, thank you very much.
Say one more thing.
You got it, Mark.
Sorry about that. We know that Stephanie was hanging out in the Bissonnet area, and lately we know the Bissonnet area has been known for a lot of sex trafficking there, a lot of prostitution there, and we know a lot of these people know Stephanie there. So we were asking some of these people that know there, who was her pimp, who was she hanging out with, who were her Johns. All that information is crucial to this investigation. And no matter how small you think that information is, please call us so we can continue on and get justice for Stephanie Leanne Carrizal.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh, she got it. No, it's on him. No, I think she got it. I think we're gonna talk about escape inmate.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think Brooke got it, but just in case.
Yeah, I seen Brooke,
She got some.
Yeah.
Well, I'd rather just be safe than sorry. to change the time. It was 11:01, now it's 11:30. That's even better. Because we're going to Disney Nice at 2 o'clock.
Okay. Says initially we'll have 2 food trucks at the Charlie Park now.
Yeah.
I have to ask her. I don't know how to get hold of Nancy. How to get hold of Nancy? So that's real and it's my, who's this? Is that different? That's Nancy? That's Fancy Nancy? That's real.
This morning was supposed to be.
Look at me.
Are you in good Arlington? You know good Arlington?
Train to freaking bar or.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, they'll come back out.
What did you do? It just means what I do. We stop right there. It's just black. We don't let him.
We play tomorrow, we play Thursday night. County car. We play at Jackson. Yeah, I'm talking about the Saints.
Everybody ready?
All right, y'all, this is my first one, all right? So, okay. Good afternoon. I'm Major Lynette Anderson of the Harris County Sheriff's Office. I am the major over Detention Support Services Bureau, which to include courts.
Can you spell Lynette for us?
Lynnette and Anderson, Anderson.
Can you just kind of tell us how this all happened, how this guy was able to escape and then walk out of the courtroom?
Okay, so this morning, around 10 a.m., he was in the courtroom waiting on getting his bond revoked. So he was taken into custody. The deputies placed him on shackles and put him on a bench. Then the brawl happened in the next courtroom. So once they hit the panic button, then the deputies left out to go assist, and he was sitting there. Some kind of way, he got out of the shackles, and he walked out of the courtroom, got on the elevator, and walked out of the building. And once he got out of the building, he took off his ankle monitor.
So was he bound at his wrist at all?
No, not at all.
So did he have like the shackles on his ankles?
He did have the shackles on his,
And he managed to get some type of device or how?
we don't know. That's still under investigation on how he was able to get out of the shackles.
Can you kind of talk about why he was in court, why his bond was being revoked a little bit?
It was a domestic that he was, the bond was being revoked for. Other than that, I don't know all the details.
And have you guys been able to look at surveillance video to see if he went, maybe down this street or another street? Do we have any idea where he may have went?
We don't know where he went. We do know he took off his ankle monitor once he got outside of the court building, and we have our gang task force, Gulf Coast, and other entities looking for him at this time.
What was he wearing?
He was wearing a blue shirt and khaki pants.
And is this guy considered a danger to people that may come in contact with him?
Well, yes, because it was a domestic that he was involved in, so that makes him dangerous.
So he was in the room next to where this other, we've all covered today, this fight in the courtroom happened.
He was in the courtroom on the same floor.
On the same floor?
Yes, on the same floor. I don't know if it was side by side, but it was on the same floor.
Did the deputy surveillance who was in the courtroom, he was in do the right thing by going to the other courtroom? Or was there someone that was supposed to stay with him and the other people in that?
Yes, someone should have stayed with him at that time.
So he was
But-
completely unattended, or was there still other people in that?
There were other people in there, but he was unattended by the deputies.
Are policies and procedures, I know investigation isn't the right.
Yes,
But
it
are
is.
policies and procedures gonna be reviewed?
Oh,
in light of
yes,
this?
yes. We have policy and procedures that dictate the correct way to handle anyone coming into custody or in custody.
But it didn't go the right way
No,
monitoring,
no,
right?
yes.
What do you say to the public that, someone was able to get out of their shackles and walk out of the courtroom?
Well, we are investigating the entire thing, and this is an isolated incident, and we'd hope it won't happen again.
Do you know the timeline of when he disappeared as when he was discovered missing? How much time elapsed?
Approximately 10:15 is when he was gone. So probably, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, depending on how long it took for them to finish the brawl and come back over.
Did he have an attorney with him today?
I don't know.
And probably were there any other family members there with him possibly?
I don't know.
And what new charges could he be facing now that he is, escaped? He was supposed to have his bond revoked. So do you know what charges he could be facing now?
Not at this time.
And so is this considered a manhunt now? What kind of resources are we putting into that?
Yeah, we're putting resources out to find him as quickly as possible.
Is he considered a flight risk to leave the country?
I don't know.
Do you know what part of the city or county he lived in?
I don't know.
And if you could,
Are we releasing his name or photo or anything like that?
yeah,
Sent the photo to the desks.
Okay.
Mhm.
and just to reiterate, like you said earlier, is this person considered violent, and if so, why?
Well, he's in here for a domestic on his significant other, so, yeah, violent.
When you say domestic, what does that mean?
He's in here for assaulting her.
Do we know of any priors?
The priors on there? Yes, he's had priors.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
You did great, Major Anderson, you did really good.
Thank you.
Now we're gonna see you out there more, now that, you know. they
I
gave
need
you
to
a
take his
warm-up.
class. I've been trying to take his